Hey there.
Yo, what's happening?
What's up? How are you
How
doing? I was telling everybody about our topic today. It's quite interesting.
right.
Acha, but I had a question right off the bat. Fight the Sunrise. How did you come up with that name?
So actually, while I was doing, so I'm basically an engineer, right? I was in the digital marketing field, and
Right.
that's what I was doing. On the weekends, I used to promote events just for fun. It was a nightlife kind of thing, right?
All right.
Once a month, I used to throw these parties, and it was always like party till the night, like till the sun comes up. So it's like fight the sunrise
Nice.
in terms of partying. And
Hmm.
that name just kind of stuck, and everyone was like, dude, it's a killer name. The name actually came up from a trance track, right? There was a
Oh,
trance track,
really?
Fight the Sunrise, which I just got obsessed with, and whatever.
Hmm.
And so it just stuck with that. And then when I started going out, people were like, fight the sunrise, and stuff like that. So, I mean,
And
when I
it
got
and it works perfectly with what you're doing right now as well, right?
yeah, so
Fight the
that's
Sunrise.
what when I switched to fitness when I jumped into this in November, uh,
Right.
and then you start meeting people and they get to know you as Fight the Sunrise, and my clients keep talking to me and I keep telling them, bro, if you're going to work out in the morning, don't message me. I'm always sleeping. I get up late, and they're like, dude, what the hell is that? How are you Fight the Sunrise? So I was like, it's actually the other way around. I don't mean get up in the morning when it comes to me, but it actually goes both ways, you know. So works.
We keep putting out content like this on this channel, so please don't forget to hit subscribe and the little bell icon so you know when future videos come out.
I love it because this like veers in perfectly with our topic, right? When should you be cheating, partying? When should you be
Yeah.
not? When should that will happen? I
Correct.
love it. And like I thought that your approach to cheat meals and treat meals would be different from mine, which is why I suggested the topic. But we both ended up saying that we have exactly the same point of view on this. I love that.
Yeah.
So,
Correct.
when we think about food, right, you're in this nutrition space, you're in this fitness space. How important, according to you, is food, and why is it important? Like, what are the top three things for you?
So for me, nutrition is 80% of the game,
Hmm.
right? As much as pro workout and whatever it is, nutrition
Correct.
is 80% of the game. And even in your life, that's all it should be, 80% of your game, right? You
Right.
shouldn't be 100% clean. You shouldn't be like so strict with your life, right? So with my clients, I allow carbs as much as I moderate it. I allow sugar,
Hmm.
I allow alcohol,
Hmm.
I allow everything. But I moderate that you're getting 80% of good nutrients and 20% you're allowed to play with it because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's life, right?
Yeah.
Uh, all of us aren't here to be athletes. As much as
Hmm.
I am without my t-shirt most of the time on my feed, that's not what life is, right? So you should
Correct.
have to be at a low body fat at all times and just enjoy
Hmm.
the process, right? So what I kind of
Correct.
tell my diet, what I kind of tell my clients is when it comes to food, it has to
Hmm.
be all inclusive. That's the only way it's going to be a long term game. The moment you
Correct.
put conditions for exclusion, whether it's sugar, whether it's timings, whether it's anything, the moment you put
Hmm.
these exclusion, you're going to fall off, right?
Correct.
It's natural.
Yes.
And most of
Hmm.
these rules that we put on ourselves are just self-made constructs that if you understand and have a good relationship with food, uh, you can navigate it, man, at all
Correct.
times.
Absolutely. And I keep telling people that you should never feel deprived. As
Never.
soon as if you start feeling deprived, you know that this nutrition plan, this diet plan, whatever you're on, is not working.
It's
Correct?
not working.
Because this is something you have to do for life.
Yeah, so I hate this word diet, right? I mean, what the hell is a diet? This is food. Like,
Absolutely. Yeah.
right? So they, my friend,
Have I lost my thing or have we lost Avinash? All right. Yeah, are you back? All right, perfect.
yeah, I'm fine. So just
Uh-huh.
to give you an example, today, my
Hmm.
friend sent me cookies, right?
All
She
right.
made cookies and sent it to me. And it came at about lunchtime. It just happened to come about
Hmm.
lunchtime. So I ate
Hmm.
like 3 cookies, and then I was like, okay, this is my carbs for my meal. So I just grabbed some protein, and that was my carbs and protein for the meal. Of course, I didn't get the nutrients I would have got from eating regular carbs, but this is a one-off,
Correct.
right? And you can
Correct.
manipulate all that. So
Absolutely. And as long as you weave it into your food, it's perfect.
It's perfect,
right?
right?
And when people say, I want to do it, I want to cheat today, I want to have a cheat meal, what is your reaction to that? What is your reaction to the word?
My problem is this. This is the problem I have, and this is one of the main things I tell my clients. Okay, so
All right.
when I'm talking to them, I'm doing the induction, and I'm like, I have a couple of do's and don'ts, and my don't is that I do not believe in a cheat meal or a cheat day, and then all of them go, what? And then I'm like, no, not like that. What I'm trying to say is, I don't like the notion of cheat, right? Everything's food, everything can be broken down, moderated, and eaten. The moment you
Correct.
believe in this cheat day concept, you will be clean 5-6 days, right? And develop that calorie deficit 5-6 days. And then you'll be like, hey, cheat meal, I'm going to have pizza, fries, cake, ice cream, have a 3,500 calorie meal, and basically screw up your whole progress. And that's the problem with
Correct.
this notion of cheat, right? If
Yes.
you're having
Yes.
that little bit every day, a 200, 300 calories is not going to make a difference. A 3,000 calorie meal will put you into a surplus, and then people are like, oh, I'm eating clean, but I'm still not making progress. Well, guess
Correct.
what? Right?
Yeah. Right. You know, the other thing I like about not doing this large cheat meal is because you feel bleh the next day, right? You
For
just
sure.
feel so sick the next day. And that you will feel sick. You won't end up working out. You won't end up doing things. It might go on for 2 days as well. And the problem is when your cheat meal becomes a cheat day, becomes a cheat weekend, becomes a
Weekend
cheat
becomes a
week.
cheat month.
And yeah, it just keeps multiplying, right? Cheat meals are like rabbits. You start one and then they slowly go
Exactly.
into 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So
That's
this
what I'm
whole
saying.
concept of cheat, yeah,
Exactly. So that's why I just hate this whole concept of cheating. It's just food. You develop a relationship with food, and you can manage it in any way you want to, right? And we're
yeah,
there to help
yeah,
them through this, right? Who've probably gone through this 1,000 times ourselves.
correct, absolutely. Because you know we've gone through highs and lows. It's a journey. There are
Yeah.
days when you'll feel like King Kong, and there are days when you'll feel like lower than dirt.
Yeah.
And that is
Exactly.
how life goes. And I know that when I feel like, you know, like some days I've just finished off an entire like a Japanese cheesecake. Why?
Right.
Like
Felt
felt
it.
like. Now you understood.
Yeah.
Correct? But the thing is that you understand that how did it make you feel after that? And then you keep that in mind every time you do your cheat, it starts making a difference.
Right. And there's so another thing when it comes to cheat meals, right?
Hmm.
A
Hmm.
lot of people come to me when I bring up this point that, hey, dude, why are you cheating? Just moderate your intake and whatever, whatever.
Yeah.
They'll be like,
Huh.
bro, but like Rock puts up a cheat meal, and cheat meal boosts your
Yes.
metabolism and all. And I'm like, listen, first of all, you're
Hmm.
not at that level, right? If you
Yeah.
want to boost your metabolism and go into reverse dieting, it's when you stagnated or reached a plateau or you're anyways in a severe calorie deficit. You are looking at your transition journey, you're looking to get at that level, right? For that, this
Correct.
cheat meal are going to undo your progress, right?
Hmm.
Uh, and besides, like even for me, if I do have a super carb heavy meal, it's because I'm fueling myself for maybe the next day's leg day or something, right? There's a logic, and I'm sure Rock does that too. He'll have that 4,000 calorie meal and go hit legs of like 3 hours the next day. There's a
Correct.
logic behind all that stuff, right? You
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
really see what my problem is. You can't see what people are eating on Instagram and be like, oh, if he's doing it and he has abs, why the hell am I not? Like, why can't I do it?
Correct.
Right? You have to
Correct.
understand the science or whatever logic behind it.
So, do you think that we should put up pictures of our cheat meals, or do you think we should not? So, I went through this dilemma a while back where I said I'm not going to put up any of my cheat meals just in case people think that this is how I live. Because I know this happens very rarely, but if people think this happens more regularly, that's not going
So
to,
with me, like you follow me on Instagram, right?
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
as much as you see my meals of chicken, sweet potatoes, hummus, you will also see my chocolates and ice creams and all, and it's all interspersed randomly throughout the day, here and there. There'll be 3 4 meals.
absolutely, yeah,
It's just normal. So I don't. Yes, never project yourself as, hey, this is my cheat meal. Be like, hey, this is my
hmm,
meal. I'm eating this. And then give your logic if you think your Instagram followers are going to get carried away by it. Say, hey, I'm eating this sweet because maybe I didn't eat my carbs in the last meal, or I'm going to cut
hmm,
it out in the next meal, right? And I want this
hmm,
for my mental sanity right now and stuff like that. So
yeah.
we're all human at the end of the day.
Let me ask you something interesting. Would you recommend people go after a six-pack or no?
Go after a six-pack.
Yeah.
See, it depends on your aesthetic goals, right?
Right.
For a lot of people, that is their goal. They want to get it once in a life. And truthfully, from whatever clients I've had,
Hmm.
almost most of them are on their way to getting it, right?
Yeah.
It's not hard to get it.
Hmm.
But one thing I will always tell them is
Hmm.
when you're getting your six pack, do not think of having that six pack 24/7, right?
Hmm.
When you're
Hmm.
working out and you're pumped, or maybe for a certain period of time that you want, it's okay to go into that low of a body fat. Like right now, if you see me without my shirt, it doesn't look like I have a six pack. But the minute I start working out and the blood starts pumping, it's fine because I'm at that
Hmm.
10 to 12 or 8 to 12% body fat where it's fine. Like when you need to look good, when you need to hit the beach or whatever, you have that six pack.
Hmm.
But there
Hmm.
was a time period where when I lost all my weight, right? I dropped about 25 kilos. And
Superb.
on a couple of different machines, my body fat, obviously not accurate, but my body fat was
Yeah.
between 5.9 to 6.5, right? That's really
That's
good.
crazy low. Yeah. That's
That's
very
crazy.
low. Yeah.
I maintained that for about 3 months. And
Okay.
believe me, like my life was shit, right? You're
Yes.
lethargic all the time.
Exactly.
You have no energy. Your sex drive goes, right? It's a difficult
Yeah.
life because you're just super lethargic. Yes, you get adrenaline while working out and you're fucking killing the workouts and you're working out twice a
Hmm.
day or whatever. But that's not a life to lead at all. So
Correct.
whenever I tell my clients, I'm like, get that in. You want to go into that low body fat for a couple of months. You have like I did it for Tomorrowland, right? So I did it for Tomorrowland, did my shit, came back, and then went back to a normal life. So you want to do it for a
Correct.
couple of months, enjoy that part of it, yes.
Hmm.
But living a life at that body fat percentage where you have a six pack all the time. This is of course if you're on
Correct.
all natural. I'm guessing if you're on
Yeah.
supplements,
Obviously.
right? Um,
Correct.
if you're natural, I wouldn't be like have that 24/7, bro. It's a shit life. You won't enjoy anything
Absolutely.
except for guys coming and saying, wow, sick pack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only guys are come and say, "Wow, six-pack." That's the funny part. But like
Yeah.
the thing is that you know, it's this goal that everyone lusts for, but don't, because going after it is hard, maintaining it is worse, and your lifestyle, your life quality
Oh,
declines. And after
completely.
all, we're doing all of this for a life quality, right? Even
Exactly.
aesthetically, it's for life quality.
I would say, dude, get yourself to have a great relationship with food and enjoy
Yes.
your workouts, and everything else will follow, right? You will reach
Correct.
that point in life where you're very happy with like a four, maybe a four pack or that little definition, or maybe if you want to be big, whatever be that, get
Yeah.
those two
Yeah.
things in play, which comes, I mean, it's easy for us to say because we've gone through all this shit of going super low and going
Correct.
super high and all that. And it's a process you learn in a journey that you find that sweet
Yeah.
spot and be like,
Correct.
okay, this is where I'm the most happy. This is what
Hmm.
I enjoy doing when it comes to training, not overtraining, enjoying other aspects of your life as well, right?
Correct.
Of
Yeah.
course, a lot of this is a mental game. A lot of people do get super obsessed with results. Yeah, like as
Yes.
people deprived
Correct.
and want to get it. And I was there myself, right? Like everything, I look in the mirror, I'd be like, shit, I can't see my last two packs. I'm gonna go work out. Right?
Morning ab
And
check. That is the important one.
yeah, morning.
Just
Anyways, I
come.
will have to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Very
it's
nice question has just come up, which we'll take, which is, please say what kind of relationship you should have with food, because you mentioned that. I think it's something we should talk about for sure.
so. Do we want to take this now?
No, let's finish what you were saying, and then we take it up.
I forgot my train of thoughts. Yeah.
We were talking. We're talking about the six pack, and it's not so good to like go after that because lifestyle goes down.
So that exactly what I was saying.
Focus on
That
your quality. Yeah.
get that quality of life down. Let it not affect. Like it was definitely affecting the rest of my life. Right, I would make sure I'd get up in the morning, hit that workout, and be a little lethargic for the rest of the day, and then work out again at night. Stuff like that, which is
Yeah.
not life, right? If you want to be that,
Correct. Yeah.
it definitely does
Absolutely.
affect your energy levels.
And it's about priorities. Maybe for that point of time, 2 workouts a day might have been priority, but you can't have that as a priority for the rest of your life.
It
Absolutely.
also depends. Shockingly, like throughout my life, when I've used to have like proper 14, 15-hour corporate jobs, right? I've been in the corporate field most of my
Correct.
life. At that point, I would make time and work out twice a day and stuff like that. And now that fitness is my career, I work out once a day and I take more rest days than I ever did in the last, I don't know how many years. So knowledge,
Absolutely.
priority, transformation journeys, thought processes, everything changed.
Correct. Beautifully said. Beautifully said. Okay. Relationship with food. How do you go about addressing that with people, and how do you do it with yourself? I'm sure you must have also had probably an unhealthy relationship that moved.
Oh, so because I've been like a fat kid all my childhood, so I basically lost 25 kilos after school, put that back on over another 8, 12 years, and then lost it again now.
All right.
Still a fat kid at heart, love my food, love my chocolates, all that stuff, right? For me, truthfully, it's been a super hard relationship. Lot of love hate, and I've gone through everything. I've tried everything. I've tried giving up carbs, I've tried giving up. I tried IF, I tried low carb, no carb, tried high protein, tried paleo, tried everything, right? And that's why when my clients come to me, I'm like, I don't believe in any of that shit. Like, that's the first thing I do is if you're going to come to me with keto, IF, blah, 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 I'm not going to take you on because I don't believe in any short-term solutions. You have to have that relationship with food where it's sustainable. Like I said, it has to be all-inclusive, non-exclusive, right? So understand food in terms of, in your day, you need to get proteins, fats, carbs, and fiber, right? This can be navigated in a variety of ways, eating foods you like and eating foods that are nutritious. So when you come to me, what I do is I never give a person a diet and say, eat this, eat this, eat this, right? I take down what they currently eat in a day, right? And I'll be like, hey, you're eating this much of this much. Continue eating, reduce a little, add maybe this element of it, right? So you're eating what you like in a different moderation, but getting the nutrients. So if in case they're deficient in protein, I get the protein out. If they're deficient in carbs, I get their carbs out, right? So, and whatever the excess in, you bring it down. How to develop that person's question? I can't see the handle. I can just see the question.
Ram 6K.
Yeah, how to get that on, how to develop that yourself is one, either you come to someone like one of us where we can guide you and look at what you're currently eating in a day and adjust that. Or the other way is obviously trial and error yourself, where also that will incorporate maybe some kind of macro counting, right? To understand what is proteins, what is carbs, etc., etc. So those are the two ways you can navigate it, I would say.
Yeah. Very nicely said. And going through a coach just makes the whole process so much faster and easier because you're picking up experience from that person.
Right.
You can do trial and error for sure, it'll take 2 years. Or you can do something with the coach and get it done much faster.
Everything I've learned has taken me 4 or 5 years. I've never gone to experimented on myself, but I was super invested in it, right?
Yes.
And because of that, because I've been through everything, yes, I can guide you through certain procedures, but at the end of the day, everyone's body is different, right? What works for my clients may not work for the other 12. Some people have allergies to some kind of food, or you will have some kind of hormonal imbalance that reacts badly, stuff like that, right? And so yes, take guidance from us, but obviously make informed decisions yourself, which is super important, right? Understand what you're eating, I would say, rather than anything else. A lot of people will chase eating healthy, right? Not realizing the amount of calories that's going into that meal when they've already eaten well most of the day and they've already got the nutrients they require, right? Like I give this example to a lot of people that suppose you've eaten well and you've got your carbs and protein and fats for the day, right? You're hungry at night. You have a choice of eating a Snickers bar or a smoothie bowl, right? And you're on a diet to lose fat. Everyone says, oh, smoothie bowl, right? But at the end of the day, at that point, you've eaten well. You've got your protein, fats. You're at the end of the day eating to satisfy your craving. A chocolate bar is about 120 calories, a Snickers bar. A smoothie bowl goes up to 400, 500 calories. At that point, eat the damn chocolate, right?
Right.
Keep
Right.
yourself mentally happy. You're at a lower cal. Win, win, win. Yes, you're not
Yeah,
getting
absolutely.
you're not getting the nutrients, but you don't need it at that point.
Correct.
So understand the food. Eat smart instead of eating healthy, right?
Yeah.
As it is to say this, but because people are not informed, too
Yes.
much of a good thing can be a bad thing.
Correct. Don't get obsessed with the health part. Remember
Exactly.
the mental sanity bit as well.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
People will
Comes to
chase.
a nice point.
Yeah.
Sorry, tell me.
People will chase eating a quinoa against a white rice. Name me one athlete or bodybuilder who doesn't eat white rice, and I'll change my name. What's wrong with
Yeah.
white rice?
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
Why? A lot of
And if you
people,
look at it from a lectin's perspective, white rice is actually better than quinoa.
right?
Less inflammatory. Yeah.
Right. So there's so many ways in which people just complicate their lives, right? It doesn't have to be that complicated.
What are the top 3 things for you to keep your mental sanity? So, like, we're not talking cheat meals because we're saying cheat meals suck, but I do little things to maintain sanity. What are the 3 things you do to maintain sanity
Me?
with regards to food?
Sugar. I
Okay.
get my dose of sugar every day, right?
Okay.
I whether it's through a small piece of ice cream or whether sometimes I'll use it as a pre-workout meal, right? If I don't have time to sit and eat a meal, I'll use sugar as instant energy and still satisfy that craving, right? So
Okay.
that keeps me satisfied a lot of the time, right? It is mental sanity. Of course, keeping calories in check, right? So I give myself a certain allowance.
Okay.
The other thing is, I mean, I love my meat.
Okay.
If I don't think I go one meal without having some kind of non-veg, right? It satiates me, hits the spot for me. So yes, number 2, veggie is good for you, but not high on my priority for me. The
Okay.
third thing I would do is I get my carbs in. I need my carbs.
Okay. All right.
Because I've gone through the whole low carb thing, which didn't suit me.
Yeah.
I'll get that piece of carb in every meal, whatever it is, whether it's rice, whether
Nice.
it's bread, whatever. Yeah. I
And
am
that's how
not.
you'll maintain your sanity. And
That's
perfect.
not my
Love it.
maintain. So another thing with me is I don't care about timings, right? When it comes to food, according to me, it's just a construct you put on yourself. At the end of the day, your digestive process is not going to change by what the clocks. Again, if you see bodybuilders and athletes and all get up in the middle of the night to fuel their body, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of eat when I'm hungry, making sure I get enough of nutrients during the day. I'm not a stickler for meal times or anything like that.
All right. Question has come. Good app for counting calories. Do you count your calories, by the way, every day? Or is it now Andaza?
I can look at a meal and tell you the number of calories. I did it
Right.
for like 4 days, and I think that's all it took. When you're eating different meals, I did it for 4 days, maybe 2 years back, and now I can look at a meal and tell. But I do get my clients who are a little more advanced and facing problems in terms of plateaus and stuff like that. I do get them to count just so that I can understand where they're going wrong. So there are two best apps. There's one app which is globally known, which is MyFitnessPal, right? Which is global standard generally. But I get a lot of people to use Healthify Me, which is the Indian version of MyFitnessPal. And the only reason is because it has all your Indian food, right? You can put chilla, you can put anything. You can put a Kurkure packet and it has the macros, right? You can put a Muscle Blaze or an Into Nutrition Indian protein brand and it'll give you the macros. You can put Amul cheese or whatever we need. Each and every Indian thing is there on that, which just makes life easy for us, right? So
and is this user-generated calories or is it like the official companies put these calories in? Would you know?
Companies.
Oh, okay, nice. Fine. So it's not like MyFitnessPal where someone's entered it in.
No. It's legit like Nestle, whatever, okay, whatever, and it's they usually funded. I mean, this isn't sponsored or anything. It's just that I use it. The ads are like
understood.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Interesting. Alcohol. What are your thoughts on it?
So when it comes to alcohol, so truthfully with my clients, they're all allowed to drink. right?
Hmm.
When it comes to alcohol, I do not have a problem with the calories in alcohol because they're really low, right? There's 60 to 65 calories of spirit. There are about 120 calories of beer, wine, whatever. I drink a lot when I go out. I drink like a bottle, right? 800 whatever calories. You're out from normally 10 p.m., 3, 4 a.m. You're dancing, you're moving. You've burnt most of that stuff out. The problem with alcohol is twofold. One problem is what you consume with and after it, right? If you're going to have aerated drinks or sugar-laden cocktails or Red Bulls with your Jaegers, extra calories, right? Or if you drink 700 calories of alcohol and then go and ham a pizza at Traps or have a butter chicken roll at Sigdi, whatever, that's an extra 1,000 calories. That's where people go wrong. If you go home and eat something small to absorb the alcohol, you can make it up the next day. No big deal, right? So, okay with the alcohol calorie part of it, be very, very wary what you consume with it. The other problem with alcohol, and this is the main problem with alcohol, is that it does slow down your protein synthesis and metabolism for that day, right? It basically screws around with your REM, and it's while you sleep that you actually build muscle or burn fat. So what I tell my clients and what I follow myself is if you're drinking, go ham, right? Enjoy your night. You've already screwed up the benefits of that day's workout, right? But for the next 6, 7 days or 10 days or whatever, I want you to be clean so that those workouts count, right? To put it in a simpler words, quantity over frequency, right? I'd rather you drink ham and one night fuck up that system and then recover from it, than have those 2, 3 drinks every day, screwing up your system, not getting that protein synthesis happening day after day.
Nice.
So, go enjoy your night. I mean, that's normal life. No need to go away from it. And you can make it up, man. A lot of people who have a hard night will end up not having one meal the next day, right? Because you sleep it off. So that calorie kind of makes up. Yes, you're not getting the nutrients again, but it's a one-off. So
once in a while, perfectly cool, right? Absolutely.
I mean, again,
like my favorite answer to this on all these lives when people ask what to do for alcohol is, now I've figured it out. Drink tequila. Why? Because it's gluten free and all of that, and it's made out of aloe vera. It's made out of so it's like aloe vera juice. It's like as healthy as it comes.
Man, down that tequila, get that mental.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you need to get next once in a while.
Love it. Okay, so lots of questions on vegetarian protein sources. I know that's not the topic for today's discussion. Do you want to quickly touch upon it?
Tofu, soya, paneer. Paneer having a lot of fat in it. Soya does screw with your estrogen levels, so be a little careful with the amounts.
Correct.
And then you have your hybrids, which are half carb, half protein, which are your dals and your beans. Your beans being your chana, choli, rajma, mung, stuff like that. So, like I said, make sure there's one of these 7 things in every meal so that you're getting your protein in. With vegetarian protein sources, be careful because calorie counts tend to shoot up.
Yes.
They're really high in calories, but they need to be there at all points.
And guesstimation wise, how much should you be having of what? Like if you had to put your hand up and do, how much would you end up eating per meal for a vegetarian of the protein bit?
Protein bit? So I would say if you're a female, 1 fist. Male.
All right.
That's
very simple.
Very simple.
Correct. Love it. Love it. Mix beans with rice or not to worry about that right now?
Sorry?
Should you mix the beans with the rice for the protein or should you just have your beans and...
Because your beans have a lot of carbs with it, right? Of course, mix it with rice, but get the rice volume lower.
Quantity. All right.
Right?
Perfect. Yeah. So increase the volume of the dal, reduce the volume of your rice. And in any case, it is more calorie dense being a vegetarian for getting protein out of it.
Exactly.
Super. All right. What any closing thoughts on this whole cheat meal, treat meal discussion that we haven't covered? I thought it was a very interesting discussion that we had right now.
I think we pretty much went in depth.
Nah?
Yeah, I think so. And I'm like, see another thing. Even if you want to term it a cheat meal and you're ordering your pizza or you're ordering a burger, right?
Yeah,
A burger is
yeah.
made out of carbs, it's made out of protein, and you have your salads at the side. It is a well-rounded meal, but
Mm,
obviously limit the amount, right?
mm,
A good
mm,
600 calorie meal, yes, it has a lot of fat. Yes, you've got that fried stuff, but it's still a meal.
mm,
So if that's your meal,
mm,
that's fine. But if you're
mm.
going to have that and cake and ice cream because it's a cheat meal, then there's a problem.
Correct. It is putting everything together. And like we said in the beginning, like a lot of people said, I think once a week a cheat meal is okay. I think this was before you joined in. And
Yeah.
I was saying that, we should address this part because from all the literature that I've read, once a week a cheat meal is not okay from a simple perspective. That takes about 3 or 4 days for whatever you've eaten to leave your system in terms of the inflammation that it has caused. Because typically when you eat that much and you eat junk food, you're getting bad quality oils and
Right.
all of that's going to
In the
cause
process.
inflammation in your body.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next level, your workout's going to dip for sure. Your
Yeah.
sleep's going to dip. So it
Yeah.
takes about 4 or 5 days for that just to leave your system. By the time it's ready for your next cheat meal. So you then get into this very vicious circle of never
Okay.
feeling good because you're doing cheat meal after cheat meal.
Yeah.
And if
So,
you ever stop and eat clean for 2 weeks, you'll realize just how much of a difference it makes. Sorry.
right. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like instead of having that cheat meal, incorporate it in bits throughout your week, right? Your body can process that
Yeah.
little bit instead of having to process a
Correct.
lot of bad oils or a lot of processed stuff in one go, right? If it's doing it in
Yeah.
bits, you won't even realize it, right? Your body will deal with
Mm.
it in a small bit and get rid of it.
Correct. Absolutely. I love this. Thank you so much, Avinash. Thank you. This was a fantastic conversation.
And
Any
anytime,
closing thoughts? Anything that you want to leave behind with people? How can people get in touch with you? How should they reach
uh,
out to you?
you can just DM me on my Instagram. I'm pretty active, as you may know already. I'm pretty much online most of the time. But yeah, get in touch and we should do this more. We should cover more topics. Let's ask the audience if they
Nah,
have anything else they want us to cover.
lots of
Um,
questions are coming up on supplements.
okay.
What supplements should we take? How much cake is allowed? Let me go through the questions. Come,
Okay.
if we have time, let's go through some of these.
Let's do a couple of questions.
All right, love it. Okay, supplements. Shall we do that one? That's an interesting one.
Okay. So supplements
All right.
in what way? Vitamin or in like other stuff?
It's just what should we take supplements? It's a open-ended question.
Okay, so when it comes to supplements, things that you should, so obviously, what is supplements? It's something you should take if your body is not already getting it, right? So, for example, if you're working out and you need a certain number of protein in a day, right? If your body is not getting it, take a whey supplement, right? If your
Right.
body is for people who are working out a lot and want to want to work out harder in terms of lift heavier or whatever, where you need something called creatine, which your body produces its own, but you need an extra supplement, then you take creatine, right? When
Okay.
it comes to vitamins and micronutrients, if your body is not getting the vitamin C it needs, if it's not getting the vitamin E it needs, which you'll find out through a blood test, right? If you're deficient in zinc, magnesium, blah, 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 then take those supplements.
Correct.
There's no use taking something that your body is already producing or getting access to, because then you're just going to excrete it out and waste money having that supplement, right? So I take
Correct.
2 supplements, right? I take whey because I need the protein. I cannot possibly eat that much in a day for the amount I lift, right? And I take glutamine, which is a recovery supplement, because my body's not getting access to that and I end up getting absorbed. So once in a while, I do take that my way. These are the 2 things
Okay.
when I am doing, right now I don't have access to a gym, obviously, so I'm not working out super hard. When I do that, I do sometimes take creatine depending on if I'm feeling my workouts. So it really
Okay.
depends on your levels, what you need access to, and that's about it. So don't pay too much attention to supplements. They are not magic pills like everyone thinks.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to take protein, I'm going to bulk up, or I'm going to take protein, it's going to affect my kidney. Nothing like that. Your
Yeah.
body will process it and it will absorb it if it needs, and if it doesn't, it will pass it out. Man, your body is super smart. as much as you try to kind of screw around with it, it is super smart. And this is why people hit plateaus, right? Because your body just adjusts
Absolutely.
like that.
Yeah.
Right.
It's asking for that equilibrium.
Yeah,
In fact, my take on supplements is slightly different. Mine is that unless you get all your nutrition from your food, first make sure that your food is completely packed with nutrients. Get tons of vegetables in, get tons of the micronutrients in, and then supplement like crazy.
So with my
I take a bag full of supplements.
With my clients, my first thing is I design each meal that each meal will have carbs, proteins, fats, fiber, right? Two, three meals that I give you, you should get everything you need, right? Then if you're feeling like deficient in anything, right, in terms of whatever be the case, then you get into supplements. So there's no need to get into supplementation unless your body needs it. And especially for people who are just starting off their fitness journey, who are just going to start getting fit and stuff like that, just by eating your meals, you're going to get whatever your body needs. I'm seeing the comments.
Correct, absolutely. So, the thing is that when we started, I'm sure when you started first, did you go straight for the supplements or it took you a couple of years to think about it? Because supplements are always that either people think you're cheating when you have a supplement or it is scary, God knows what it's going to do to my body. Did you jump on the supplement wagon or did it take a while for you to get there?
I remember when I first started working out, I didn't take anything. Like I was super scared. And, it's like protein whey and everyone was like,
what
the hell are you taking? Most of the parents now also will say protein. Are you mad? Like I get clients come to me all the time. So obviously it took me way longer to get into supplementation when it comes to just whey, right? And then it took me some time. I tried it out. I saw the benefits. I saw how my body responded in getting that extra protein. But yeah, that's all I've ever had to take as of now. I took whey when my body for the first few years when you don't need it that much. So a lot of people right now at home are doing a lot of interval training and stuff like that, right? Yes, you need the protein, but you can get that from your meal. So right now you don't need to go overboard and take that protein right now.
Yes, absolutely. So net with supplements, have them, figure out what you need. Only if there's a deficiency, go for it. Otherwise, don't.
Otherwise, you're wasting money.
Yeah.
Anything.
Wasting money. All right. Awesome. I'm just looking if there are other questions that are coming up. All right. How to speed up fat loss? I love those questions. Acha. Tomorrow there's a podcast coming out on when people say, but I'm a foodie. What do you do when a client comes and tells you, but I'm a foodie?
I tell them I'm a foodie too, but you can make it work. Who isn't a foodie? Tell me someone who doesn't like food.
Yes, exactly.
Name one person who doesn't like food. Like if you don't like eating yummy food, there's something wrong with you, right? But you can manipulate that.
Go boil your head.
Right? And I've seen it with clients like, but I'm a foodie, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, I'm not telling you to starve yourself. I'm going to give you food that you enjoy. Just I'm going to teach you how to moderate it and you'll be able to handle it. I'm a foodie too, but I mean...
Yeah. And it's always upfront, before you tell me anything about food, I'm a foodie. So, matlab, sambal ke bolna. So, I like 2 laughers need to be given to them.
I don't even know how to react to that anymore because it's just like, bro, who isn't a foodie? I think I put something on also where it was a meme where there was a solar panel and then someone had covered the solar panel with a solar panel that generates energy to a generator, and then someone had covered it and put shade over the solar panel. And I didn't know that's like when people come to me and say, I'm a foodie. Right?
I'm a foodie. True.
I'm a foodie, but I want to lose weight or whatever. That's the same.
Yeah. Fat loss journey. I love it. Can I know about IF in its relationship with hormone imbalances? All right. You are not an IF person at all.
Not an IF person at all. To me, IF is constructs we're kind of putting on ourselves, right? When it's basically when it comes to the fat loss part of it. Now, this is not when it comes to hormonal imbalances or gut feeling and stuff like that. I'm talking purely from the fat loss point of view. IF the crux of IF is that if you eat in a time restricted window, how much will you eat? Hence, you end up inducing the deficit, right? That's when it comes to the fat loss part of it. So when I treat my clients, if as long as they don't have hormonal imbalances, blah 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 blah, and right, these are constructs you're putting on yourself, right? When you get up in the morning, your body needs food, it needs nutrition. You shouldn't be like, hey, I need to wait till 12 p.m. to eat if you are hungry, right? If you want to go out for dinner with friends and family, which is part of life, you shouldn't be like, hey, I can't eat past 9 p.m., right? Your body does not understand time when it comes to digestion. Whatever you eat at whatever time is broken down into proteins, carbs, fats, absorbed through different digestive pathways, irrespective of the time on the clock, right? Like I said, a bodybuilder will get up in the middle of the night, eat food, and go back to sleep because your body needs nutrition, right? So timing is a construct you're putting on yourself to complicate your life, right? So if everything's normal and you're living a life and your goal is to lose fat and you can give the body the food it needs when it needs and still be in a deficit, why the hell not? Why follow extra timing and live in these constructs that you're just making for yourself, right? If you like, I'm not telling you to force feed yourself because it's breakfast time. I'm telling you, like, if you get up and you're hungry, eat when you're hungry. Like 3 out of 7 days, I don't end up eating breakfast, either because I've eaten a heavy meal the night before, or maybe I've not worked out enough the day before and my body hasn't processed that food. Sometimes I get up super hungry and I eat a big breakfast. Listen to your body for those cues. It will tell you when it needs nutrition, and then go for it. There's no need to be like, oh shit, my body needs nutrition, but I can't eat. It's not 12 p.m. yet. It just doesn't make sense.
So I'm a exact opposite, huh? So this is where we should have one like full on dishum debate on this on one live. It's gonna love it.
I would love to hear your point.
So because I've been doing IF for the last 5 years, right? And for me, it is lifestyle. Like everybody in our house does it. 18 hours of fasting is like mom, dad, me, dad 75, all of us do it. And so the whole idea is we don't do this from a fat loss perspective at all. We're doing this from a longevity perspective. So the idea is that it started off from fat loss and thinking about calories, but it's so different because it is about understanding your circadian rhythm and when are your digestive fires the highest, when is your body not going into food digestion mode at all, and then eating according to that. So, you know, when you start looking at the research that's coming out of IF right now, in fact, I think 2 years ago, the Nobel Prize was won for autophagy, which is part of this whole intermittent fasting part, which is when your body starts eating up its own cells for as repair. So we are looking at IF not just from fat loss. Fat loss is like a side benefit, right? We're not even thinking calories. We're probably all in a calorie excess because we eat large meals. But the idea is that
within that time restricted window.
Yes, because what we do is we have our big meals.
No, I'm coming from there are two things. Like I'm coming from the point of view that people come to me to do IF for fat loss, right? And that's not the way you get into fat loss, right? That's actually putting time constructs, putting reasons for conditions on which you will fall off, right? Depriving yourself in certain conditions, feeling that hunger, not being able to fall through it, then going into a time restricted window and overeating, right? So those are stop points for me where people drop off their health journey, right? And so that's what I said. That's all very clear. When it comes to fat loss, IF is not the answer. If you're looking for gut health, if you're looking for hormonal imbalances or just living a different life, there are various other research. I'll send you a few papers that say IF is crap, right?
I'm telling the best part about nutrition is that you should be able to have healthy debates about it. Exactly. I love this part.
I'm sure there's enough. Find what works for your body. That's all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like if that thing is working for your body, if you get up feeling amazing because you're on IF, I am for it. Right?
Exactly.
But don't do IF because of blah blah blah. Find what works for your body. Yeah. If you feel amazing and lighter and more livelier because you haven't eaten yet, and then you eat that meal and whatever, and you need to stop eating at a particular time, and your body feels amazing. As long as your body feels amazing, do what you need, right?
Correct. Absolutely.
And you're not.
And these are all things that you train for. Yeah.
Sorry?
Like I remember, I said these are all things that you end up training for. Your body gets used to it. Like I remember I was doing a 5-day fast once, right? So 5 days no eating. And at the end of the 5th day fast, I know, right? You have to try these things. Otherwise, how will you know? So at the end of the 5th day, I was doing a workout with Urmi, Coach Urmi. So we went to a gym and we were doing our normal kill each other kind of workout. And she's like, "Are you sure you haven't eaten for 5 days?" I was like, "Yeah, and I'm full of energy. Let's do this."
Yeah.
And you know what happens is that your body starts changing, and it's so interesting to see the way this whole process takes place. So for me, I love it. It all depends on how you feel with it.
Right.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
The thing is, when a person's coming to me and says, should I go on IF, right? They are I'm looking to make quite a few changes to their lives, right? I'm getting my workouts. If you're my client, the thing I get abused most is about my workout intensity. They're not easy. If you're going to be working out on a morning and doing one of my workouts and you don't have fuel in your body, you're going to pass out. Right? So I need them to be fueled enough. Now I can make them adjust, their body needs to first adjust to intensity of workout, needs to adjust to more nutrients and healthier things. Plus on top of that, they have to follow new conditions, right? It's tough, right? It has to be something that you're used to. If that's part of your lifestyle, that's what I tell them, that if that's part of your lifestyle and your body doesn't need it when you get up, I am no one to stop you. But I am not going to I'm not going to put more conditions on you.
Yeah, the process has to be easy. It has to be smooth.
Yeah, fair.
Correct. And just to talk about the hormonal imbalances, it depends. So if you're talking about things like insulin resistance and all of that, that improves with IF and stuff like that. So it's interesting.
Also, again, whether you're doing IF or not, it depends on the quality of your food, right?
Absolutely.
You might be doing IF, but not eating enough carbs or not eating enough protein, or maybe eating foods that's your cortisol or whatever be the case, right? Again, IF and all doesn't matter. It depends on the quality of your food. At the end of the day, if your body is getting what it needs, like I said, timing doesn't matter. It can be in the time restricted window, it can be through one meal, it can be through 8 meals, it can be through everything. But when your body is processing it, it needs nutrients. And so as long as it's getting it, that's fine.
Superb. Okay. I think we're hitting our time window. Super.
All right.
Thank you so much for doing this. I think we should definitely do one more like this. Have a nice heated debate on one of these topics
I didn't even realize.
Argue about. I love it.
I didn't even realize.
Yeah, 50 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Lovely. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining. Please come for the other lives as well. I think we should do this again soon.
Yeah, done. Let's do it.
All right. Super. Bye.
See you.
Bye.